Picture this. You're lounging on your couch, mindlessly scrolling through TikTok, chuckling at the latest dance trends or pet videos, when a clip jolts you upright. A young woman's face fills the screen, her voice steady but heavy with emotion.
Over a year, and I've been DMing celebrities, other people, trying to get my story out there.
I got sexually assaulted by Joe Gatto, the Impractical Jokers guy, she says. Your jaw drops. Joe Gatto? The goofy, lovable prankster who spent years making millions laugh on television? The guy who once dressed as a giant baby to mess with strangers? It's the kind of plot twist that feels ripped from a bad dream. And yet here it is, blowing up online and dragging a comedy icon into a storm no one saw coming. This isn't just some random rumor floating around the internet, it's a full-on accusation that's got fans, skeptics, and onlookers glued to their screens. On the 20th of March, 2025, a TikToker known as @JewZib posted the video that set it all off. She claims that back in September 2023, when she was just 19 years old, she crossed paths with Gatto after one of his stand-up comedy shows in Milwaukee. What started as a typical fan encounter snapping a photo with a celebrity she admired allegedly spiraled into something much darker. According to her, Gatto slid into her Instagram DMs after the show, offering her meet and greet passes and striking up a conversation. She says it felt exciting at first, who wouldn't geek out over a star reaching out? But then, she alleges, things took a turn she never expected. Here's how she tells it. After some back and forth messaging, Gatto invited her to his hotel room later that night. She'd been drinking with her roommate, she admits, and maybe that clouded her judgment when she agreed to go. What happened next, she says, was an assault, something that left her shaken and eventually with physical marks. To back up her story, she's shared screenshots of what she claims are their Instagram exchanges, complete with Gatto offering passes and later giving hotel directions. She's also posted a photo of bruises on her body, pointing to them as evidence of what went down. It's raw, personal, and messy, and it sparked a firestorm. The internet didn't waste a second reacting. For fans of Impractical Jokers, the hidden camera show that turned Gatto and his crew into comedy royalty, this feels like a punch to the gut. This is the guy who spent over a decade alongside Sal Vulcano, Brian Q. Quinn, and James Murray, pulling off stunts that were equal parts ridiculous and endearing. From getting strangers to hold his baby, really him in a diaper, to fumbling through awkward challenges, Gatto built a reputation as the charming everyman you couldn't help but root for. So when @JewZib dropped her video, the disbelief was palpable. Not Joe, one fan tweeted. This can't be real. But the TikToker isn't backing down. She's doubling down, adding more details in follow-up posts and urging people to hear her out. So what's Gatto saying about all this? Today, the 22nd of March, 2025, he broke his silence with a statement released to outlets like Page 6, The Daily Beast, and TMZ. He denies the sexual assault allegations outright, calling them false. But here's where it gets complicated. He doesn't leave it at a simple, nope, didn't happen. Instead, he admits to poor judgment that violated the trust of the people I love most. What exactly does that mean? Did he cross a line that wasn't assault but still shady? Was he just too flirty with a fan? Or is he hinting at something else entirely? His words are vague enough to keep everyone guessing, and that ambiguity is only pouring fuel on the debate. Some see it as a half confession. Others think he's just trying to dodge a bigger hit to his image. Either way, it's not the clear-cut denial many expected, and it's keeping the story red hot. To understand why this hits so hard, let's zoom out a bit. Joe Gatto, now 48, was a founding member of the Tenderloins, the comedy troupe behind Impractical Jokers. The show launched in 2011 on True TV and became a juggernaut, blending cringeworthy pranks with a genuine camaraderie that fans adored. Gatto was the heart of it for years, his quick wit and infectious laugh carrying episodes. But in 2022, he stepped away, announcing his exit after splitting from his wife, Bessy Gatto, with whom he shares 2 kids. He cited personal struggles and a need to focus on family, and fans respected that until 2023, when he and Bessy reconciled. That's the timeline @Juzib latches onto, claiming the alleged assault happened just after he got back with his wife. The coincidence is striking, and it's got people wondering if there's more to Gatto's personal roller coaster than anyone knew. Now, let's talk evidence, because that's where this gets sticky. The TikToker screenshots paint a picture, messages that start casual, with Gatto allegedly offering passes, then shift to logistics like, "Meet me at the hotel." She says he switched their chats to vanish mode on Instagram, that feature where messages disappear after they're read, which she claims was him covering his tracks. Then there's the photo. A snapshot of bruises she says came from that night. A stark contrast to the smiling selfie she took with Gatto earlier at the show. It's compelling stuff. The kind of thing that makes you pause and think, whoa, maybe something did happen. But here's the catch: none of it's been verified by police, courts, or any independent authority. No charges have been filed, no lawsuits been mentioned, and those screenshots, they could be real, manipulated, or taken out of context. Right now, it's her word against his, and that's a tough spot for anyone trying to sort truth from noise. Social media is a war zone over this. On X, TikTok, and beyond, people are picking sides with a vengeance. Supporters of @Juzib are loud and passionate, hailing her for speaking out against someone famous. She's got receipts. Look at the DMs, the bruises. One ex-user wrote, "Why would she lie about this?" Others point to her emotional follow-ups, where she talks about wrestling with this for over a year. "I've been wanting to tell people this for so long," she said in one clip. It's hard with somebody this big. Her vulnerability's resonating, especially in an era where survivors are increasingly encouraged to share their stories. But Gatto's defenders are just as vocal. He denies it, and there's no legal case show until the facts drop. One fan shot back. Another argued, "Joe's been a good dude for years. This feels like a cash grab or clout chase." It's a brutal tug of war, with both sides digging in and neither willing to budge. What's making this even wilder is how it ties into Gatto's bigger story. When he left Impractical Jokers, it wasn't just a career shift, it was a personal reset. His split from Bessy was public, messy, and heartfelt. His return to her was a redemption arc fans cheered for. Now, this allegation threatens to unravel that narrative. If it's true, it's a betrayal, not just of @Juzib, but of the family man image he's leaned on. If it's false, it's a devastating blow to a guy who's already weathered his share of storms. And for Impractical Jokers fans, it's a gut check. Can you still laugh at those old episodes knowing this cloud's hanging over him? It's the kind of question that lingers no matter which side you land on. The media's all over it too. Outlets like US Magazine and The Daily Beast have picked up the story, reporting the TikToker's claims and Gatto's response with a mix of intrigue and caution. They're noting the Dature video on the 20th of March, his statement today, and the lack of legal movement so far. It's authentic news, in the sense that it's happening, it's documented, and it's got traction. But whether the allegations hold water, that's still up in the air. Courts, cops, or some smoking gun evidence would need to step in to settle it. And until then, it's a he said, she said saga that's as gripping as it is unresolved. So, where does this leave us? Gatto's legacy, built on a decade of laughs and lighthearted chaoses, teetering. For @Juzib, it's about being heard after carrying this weight for over a year. The story's still unfolding, and whether it ends with justice, vindication, or just more questions, one thing's undeniable. This isn't a prank you can shrug off. It's real, it's raw, and it's got everyone hooked on what happens next. Is this the fall of a comedy king? A brave stand against power? Or something in between? The clock's ticking, the posts are piling up, and the truth, whatever it is, can't hide forever. What's your taquito you buy her story? His denial? Or are you waiting for the dust to settle? One way or another, this one's going to stick with us.